T-shirt.
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And now here comes Kansas City.
Oh, I know how I feel.
They'll start with the option. And right away, he lost the football. But it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Starters so past the 20, call it the 21. LA set to take over again on offense.
Better hold up, baby.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 21. He'll set up to throw from the gun. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Back to the air. Herbert on 2nd down. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There's a hush indeed. Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. And they'll run the option to start the drive. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. They'll go. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Can't get away, and he's taken down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Mahomes complete to his tight end. It's Kelsey. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. The Charger D making things difficult, and it's 4th down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. They pass up the three, fake it, it doesn't work. And the Chargers hold tight down near the goal line. Well, that was an intriguing call. You got a chip shot field goal, tight game. Why not just take the three?
I know that not all the old rules apply in today's NFL, and in fact, I'd love to have an analytics coach here with us right now to say why that was probably a good play. I don't know that even the analytics coach would have said that. That seemed like a bad play. Take the points there and move on.
And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. On second down, here's Herbert. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And that is incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Seven yards on the return after a punt of 39. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now Edwards-Helaire able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And that may have been incomplete, but he reminds me so much of when my dad used to take me to the baseball stadium and watch the home run hitters in batting practice. I'll get to the stadium early just to watch this kid throw it. He can throw it out of the stadium.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He wants it all for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that too, but it was the crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. On 2nd and 10, the ball back with Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball, You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A Charger first there as Herbert finds Williams.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number one receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Justin Herbert looking to throw on second down. On the screen, this is Eckler. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a third down.
Now on third down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Take that!
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. A good display of footwork. It gets him just inside the 5 to the 4. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And that was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap for Herbert, and it's caught. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. And he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Here's the dangerous Tyreek Hill. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, there to make the play defensively.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Chiefs on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. Working from the gun, Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Mahomes now on first down. Looking left sideline, incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And it's second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball
leader, right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
Here's Herbert now on second down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 yards there and a first down. Back to throw here, Herbert. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escape it.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes, what do you resort to? Your legs, try and escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense, diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert, he dumps it to Eckler underneath. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Jared Cook. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chargers have taken the lead. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. KC's offense ready to take over. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mahomes now to throw. And he'll go back to Kelce. This time it's caught. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing now is Mahomes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Edwards-Helaire. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And that will be incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
On fourth down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. L.A. readies for its next possession. Now, their last two drives, both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
A big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On second down, Eckler. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. From the gun, Herbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Second down and 8. Operating from the gun, Herbert. Wide open receiver, complete. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 44 yards.
Oh, I think we all understand his disappointment. Didn't quite get to the end zone, and you know it's just got to be tough to see a yard line underneath you after a play like that. Still, all in all, a huge play, and now they're set up.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
I like a fancy playbook as much as anyone, but sometimes certain situations, they just call for doing the basics.
And that's what they did. Gave it to the big boy, and he got in for 6. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And Hill will opt for the touchback. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Mahomes now on first down. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now here's Mahomes. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That one, a first down pickup of 8. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. And again, it's Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20. 25 yards that time.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. Butker's kick here is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Taking it about the 1. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so. Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Herbert. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And Charles, they trail by a couple of scores, but if they could put a good drive together here, it'd go a long way toward getting them back in this football game.
And if you're looking at a checklist of things that they need to do in the second half, job number 1 was getting a stop, wasn't it? So big check right there. Now they want to see if their offense can build on that momentum.
Call it a gain of 3, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes. Gets this one to Hill. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. From midfield, here's Mahomes. That one complete to Hill. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. About 3 yards there to the 27.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here, and just load up for it and see what happens.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Second down and goal. Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown. Kansas City. Demarcus Robinson there to make the grab. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown.
Trying to make a comeback often appears daunting, but the only way to get there, start small, score, and worry about getting the next one after that.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call. And he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion. And now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll set up to throw from the gun. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Going on the ground with Eckler. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Herbert got a man over the middle. It's Williams. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. They'll run here with Eckler. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Charger 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 41. Out of the gun, Herbert. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. To throw again, Herbert. Now he's forced out left. He's going to take off with it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
On first down, Justin Herbert. Toward the sideline, that's taken in by Allen. And out of bounds right around the 20. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions, even when you're taking some hits. Sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that. And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Herbert. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll run for it with Eckler, and he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. Anthony Lynn went for it but did not get it. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 21. He'll set up to throw. And Hill with it over the middle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
Now left side on the swing pass. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. Yellow. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Mahomes to throw once more. And Robinson with a big catch. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yes.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. Now a 2nd down and 6. They go play action. Now Mahomes under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jerry Tillery. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. He'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Looks like they went for the combo play there. A nice ample gain on the ground on the previous play. Going for the big shot on that one unsuccessfully.
3rd quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Herbert. That's into the hands of Eckler. And, oh, that is going to be a safety. So the screen pass goes backwards. That play seemed to have a potential disaster written all over it from the start.
I mean, wasn't that a tough spot on the field to make that call? You're inviting defensive linemen and linebackers to get pressure. So if one of them sniffs this out, you're definitely in danger. And this time, it cost them 2 points.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Here's Hardman to return. And now here comes Kansas City. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd and 12, Mahomes. He'll find his running back, Edwards-Helaire. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Chief linemen might have moved. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Here's Mahomes to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 18. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. And they've got to go thank the guys on D.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. To throw again. Herbert. And brought in by the tight end Cook. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
To the air again, Herbert. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And going deep for Hill. That's caught inside the 20. And he's taken down all the way inside the LA 10.
No pain, no gain.
A big play there for KC. 64 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Demarcus Robinson. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Chiefs are going to jump back in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. They got 29 yards that time. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that when both sides have a chance to get it, the receiver or the guy covering him. But I think the odds actually are in favor of the offense. They can see the ball coming oftentimes before the defender can get his head around. So I think that really goes to like 7.
And this is taken in at the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there for L.A. And even 40 yards. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give them a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
Yeah, in the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. On 2nd and goal, here's the option. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he's unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Eluding the... And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Defensively, didn't seem like anybody had eyes on the quarterback, and he took advantage.
So you think that maybe we're seeing some pretty good instincts for a young guy? Because that's the thing you worry about. Coming out of college, you're used to getting away with just about anything you want to do. You're just superior. Here, he has to read it, figure it out, and know when it's time to go.
As he's dropped at the 23-yard line. KC's offense ready to take over. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now they try the right side here. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
Well, I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's had success throwing the ball the standard way in this game. And here, this little tap pass, it goes for good yardage, a little something extra in his repertoire.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They go play fake. Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 27 yards there, a first down. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Now Herbert following the turnover. First down and more for Allen. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. This pass finds its way to Williams. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Flushed out right. He'll try and run it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter if he needs to make those plays with the... And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with a touchdown reception from Justin Herbert. And the Chargers are going to take the lead. Obviously a huge touchdown for their team, but a big touchdown for a rookie quarterback here to be able to break the tie in the fourth quarter.
And he just shook off all the pressure, too, because when you think about it, tie ball game, rookie quarterback, most of them are thinking, don't make a mistake. Instead, this young man just said, I'll make a play.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Tyreek Hill on the return. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 26. And he'll drop here to throw. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Finding Hardman here over the middle. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. That's complete right around the 8. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
There you go.
A 14-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
Brandon, is there any way you and I can join this quarterback in the zone he's in? He's absolutely feeling it. Touchdown after touchdown, throwing the ball.
And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They started on the ground with Eckler, and he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Now it's Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Mahomes to throw. That's caught left side by Hardman. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Mahomes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw, Mahomes. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. And to give this time to the tailback. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Now a handoff here to his running back. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we dominate today.
Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long, everybody.